Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I've got this week's Pick a Card weekly tarot reading. Oh, it's so cold and miserable here. We've got a thing called a rain bomb, or I think they're even calling it a cyclone bomb, which is just ridiculous for winter time. We're in the middle of winter and it sure feels like it. Okay, so pick a number now, 1 to 5, and I'll do a psychic tarot interpretation, whatever I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first number that pops into your head now. Let's go to the board. Okay, and we're going to rock and roll, and we're doing card number 1. Card number 1, so I'm closing my eyes now. Two things. A small old-fashioned vehicle sort of chugging away, getting there, very slowly, but still working, still getting there. And then a newspaper that's rolled up, so news is coming. Maybe you feel like you're going through life a bit more slowly than you would like, but there's some important news about that, I would say, and some way that you can either get more on the track or get to your destination in a quicker way. Let's have a look and see what the cards say. Number 1. Oh, I'm going to go with that one. The Judgment card. Okay, this has been coming up a bit lately. It's about judgments, which probably I should technically explain. Judgment is observing an event and then attaching an emotion to it, and your opinion. So that girl over there, she's wearing blue and green together, therefore she must be a bad person. This is what my era, my generation were brought up on, where really, and I've always thought this, that blue and green go good together, because that's what nature does. You've got the blue sky and the green trees. It makes perfect sense to me. But no, we were told that it wasn't right. And they put a judgment to the colours of blue and green. So the opinion and all the value-laden energy around blue and green being so bad, I mean, it's just stupid, really. So we might see a part of somebody's life and then we form an opinion around it, and then there's all the emotions that go with that. And then bingo, there's a judgment. But you see, it traps you into a box. And then you think that you know that situation, you understand that situation, and really you've only got, 1/10 or 1/5 or 0.5% or something. You've got a small little window that doesn't give you the full picture. And you'll see here the boxes are actually cardboard. So they're not that strong. You can get out of it. You can drop the judgments. Where we mostly fall down is not only do we do this to other people, but we tend to do it to ourselves. So you can appreciate over a lifetime of judging yourself, usually harshly. We tend to be our own worst critics, or many of us do. Not everybody, but maybe the narcissists don't. But many of us are our own worst critics. And that actually builds up and accumulates all that negative energy, and then we end up not liking ourselves because we didn't handle the situation better at the time with the limited capacity that we had at that time. So it is a trap. Judgments are a trap. And now you're being asked to look at areas in your life where you've judged yourself, but maybe others as well. And now Spirit is calling you away from those judgments. So the most important thing is not to judge yourself for judging. You've made those judgments in the past, so don't judge yourself for it and make it worse. It's important to say, yeah, I made those judgments and I didn't know and I didn't understand, and I'm doing better now. So now I understand more, like a child growing up. I might not yet be a full adult, but I'm getting there, I am growing. And that's the main thing. Okay, so as long as you continue to grow, you're on the right track. So yeah, don't belt yourself up because you may have thought something once upon a time It's a major arcana card because you can literally change your life if you let go of judgments. Honestly, once you start looking at yourself at a deep level, there's always so much more to do. You don't have time to think about other people very much, you know, maybe your family. But yeah, only about important things, not silly things. Number two, what do I see for you? Number two, okay, wow, you're on a bit of a steep learning curve, number two. I can see these very steep steps. There's a handrail there, you need to hold on, so you need some support, but it's most important that you support yourself, obviously. As you walk up these rather high, difficult steps, you're getting there faster, but it's harder. If you want to slow down so that it's easier, it will take longer. So you can maybe ask Spirit, you know, can they slow it down? It might be a bit easier for you, but do you want to spend, how much of your life do you want to spend on this particular issue, whatever the issue is? Okay, and the other thing with that, excuse me, asking Spirit for a break. I ask for 2 weeks sometimes, I get 2 days. So it might be you don't get the amount of time you would like because time moves differently in the other realms and it probably doesn't exist at all, to be quite honest. When I've been over the other side, time has never been an issue. It's not something I've ever encountered or, you know, thought about while I've been over there. So I don't think it does exist over there. Number two, the card that comes out for you is Page of Swords. Some news coming through to you, some brilliant ideas on what you can do to fly high. See all these birds up here in the sky. Page of Swords. Sometimes this involves younger people or in some way you feel rejuvenated. Maybe your thinking is clearer, there's less confusion and you understand more than usual. I take it as a positive sign. And you know, you might not have all the answers, but you've got some of the answers, okay? And you're about to get more. So that's good news. Number two, Page of Swords. Number three, I feel like I want to say something else about that, and I'm just going to close my eyes because it just doesn't feel resolved to me. There's something here about a desert, and it's like something's been missing from your life. You know, in the case of a desert, it's water. And so you might have a great thirst for something that you haven't been able to fulfill or slake your thirst. And then they're showing me a toothbrush, which is about cleaning up your act. Cleaning your teeth is going back to childhood and dealing with childhood events that you couldn't deal with at the time. So you may need to go back in your mind's eye to things that happened while you were a child and you never really fully resolved them. Okay, feel all the feelings around them and make fresh decisions. Okay, now we can move on to number three. Number three, what do I see? Oh, this is a weird one. A brush, and it's a pet hair brush. And it's like brushing all the pet hair. I feel like this has got a physical meaning, as in it's time to clean up, physically clean up pet hair in your home. And maybe it's on the lounge, maybe it's on the carpet or the rugs or something like that. But looking at it from a spiritual viewpoint or a symbolic viewpoint, it might be that someone that you love or you're affectionate with, or you know, whatever you associate with your pets, all of those feelings is just creating a bit of a mess, and it just needs normal maintenance. Maybe some relationships need normal maintenance, okay, and maybe they need a bit of space as well. So yeah, not the best time to be too clingy with other people or with pets, perhaps. Number three, the card that comes up for you is, I'll go with that one, Ten of Cups. Okay, so this sort of moves on from the vision in a sense of, yes, it's all about home and family and nurturing people around you, being very affectionate, kind, loving, generous. Of course, it's about balance too. However you look after your children or your pets, it's important to look after yourself just as much, okay? So not only clean up after your pets and love them and take care of them, but also yourself, okay? This card is a beautiful card of loving kindness for the family and the home. Just make sure you treat yourself just as well. Number four, what do I see here? Oh, okay. It might be, I don't know how to interpret this, a war memorial. I'm looking at, like in Australia, there's often war memorials with the little red poppies where we look, at the people, the names of the people who have passed in previous wars. That's what I'm seeing. So normally it's a red poppy, but what I'm seeing is a white poppy. So it's like someone who's passed from your life who it might not mean that they physically died, but they died in some way. So it might have been the end of a relationship, put it that way. And the white flower, of course, is like a real spiritual connection with that person, but for some reason you couldn't stay together or be together. And yes, it existed in spirit, but it didn't work out in the end. The other thing is, going back to the original interpretation, if it is somebody who did pass in a war, you might have memories of them coming up, or perhaps they're trying to connect with you in some way. Let's have a look and see what card we get for that. I'm going to go with that one. The Hierophant, another card that keeps coming up. A conservative card. It's basically saying there's some good things in the past. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Remember the past, but don't get stuck there either, okay? Remember the past, be, cognizant of the present and look forward to the future, basically. Again, a sort of balance, if you like. There's also some knowledge that you have. Don't sit on your knowledge. Share your messages. Let them go out into the universe. And when you send out your messages into the world and the universe, send out your knowledge with wisdom, okay? Because it's important to know how to apply the knowledge in your life. How to use knowledge for the benefit of everyone, not just, for selfish means or manipulative means, for example. So, this is a major arcana card, can change your life. Remember the past, but move on. Don't get stuck in conservatism because it's not paying enough attention to the future. And it's not paying enough attention to the here and now because, there's no point in living back in 1950. Okay, I see so many people stuck in the past these days. Number 5. Number 5 is alive. There's too many cards here that just fell out to count or to do. Number 5, what do I see? Index finger going like this. Look at this, pay attention. Okay, the answer's here. So it's almost like the answer's right under your nose if you could look with fresh eyes. If you've got an issue, say you'll sleep on it and then tomorrow go back and have another look, because when you look with fresh eyes, you might see a really obvious solution that you didn't think of before. If that doesn't work, if you feel up to it, if you're capable, maybe stand on your head to get a different viewpoint. If that's too much, those inversion platforms or those inversion tables, they're a good idea. I've got one, and you can just hang upside down for a few minutes. Gives you a whole new view on the world, and that might help you come up with a solution if you change your perspective in some way. So the card for number 5, I'll go with that one. 8 of Pentacles keeps coming up today as well. This is about being rewarded for good quality workmanship, okay? It's like you're recognised. People can see that you do a good job at something. Often, well, typically in the old days, the original sort of interpretation was work done with your hands. And of course, today that's less and less the case. There's not too many blacksmiths around, for example. But it might be typing or doing something online, and it might be, working away, and people start to notice you that, yeah, you can do really good work. So it suggests that there's some sort of suitable recompense or financial benefit for the work that you do. The actions that are taken, and they're quite practical actions, your feet on the ground, and often there's like a spiritual kind of sense of fulfillment in doing that. It's like you're doing something you're supposed to be doing, okay? So that's actually a pretty good card. We went for ages and ages and it didn't come out. It hadn't come out for years, I don't think. And then just recently it started coming out a lot. So when we look at the cards, Judgment and Hierophant, two major cards, and then we've got Swords, Cups, Pentacles. Pretty balanced kind of array of cards here, nothing unusual. So it's probably a pretty normal week for most people. Thank you for joining me today. I do hope this has been useful for you. Leave a like and a comment, that would be fabulous. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now.